welcome to Industry Connect by IIM SIRMAUR. I am Ruchir Khurana, a student at PGPEX-LSM, and today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Souvik. He's a plant head at GMM Pfaudler. Before we begin, let me introduce our audience to the program that brings us here today. The PGPEX-LSM at IIM SIRMAUR is a unique one-year full-time MBA designed for experienced professionals. So this program blends strategic management education at IIM SIRMAUR with advanced technical expertise from RWTH Aachen University in Germany, which is a global leader in engineering and technology. So it's an absolute pleasure to have you with us today, Mr. Souvik. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Ruchir.
Yeah,
Always
yeah,
a pleasure.
yeah. With that in mind, let's get started. Mr. Souvik, you have had an extensive career in manufacturing and engineering sector. Can you share your journey and what led you to this leadership role at GMM Pfaudler?
Yeah, sure. So, Ruchir, I passed out from IIM Mumbai in 2017. Post that I have joined GMM Pfaudler, and I have been working there since. My first role at GMM was executive assistant to the managing director. I joined GMM at a point wherein GMM was going through a big transformation exercise in operations. So I was brought in as a part of the team wherein I worked with a set of consultants on improving the throughput of one of the business lines. So that's where I began. And then 7 months into the program, I was asked to lead a team of 3 people, and I started the operational excellence team. The idea was to ensure that whatever we established and whatever process systems we built during that consultant with the help of consultants and during the consultant journey was sustained and also taken forward to other business lines. So that's where I started my journey. And then after 3 years, there was an acquisition that happened in Hyderabad. We acquired one of our global competitors, and the Indian arm of one of our global competitors. And I was asked to move to Hyderabad. I became the bridge between the corporate team, the mother factory, and the new organization that was acquired here in Hyderabad. Here, my first year got into kickstarting of operations. I was a part of the team that led the effort. And then I was asked to lead departments like supply planning, PMO, and SNOP as well. Then slowly and gradually, I was asked to take this role of plant director here at GMM Hyderabad.
Oh, great to know, sir. So I wanted to ask, like, as a plant head, you oversee complex operations. So what are the biggest challenges in managing a manufacturing unit today, based on your experience at GMM Pfaudler?
So, Ruchir, my experience is mostly in the B2B setup. We manufacture equipment for pharmaceuticals, chemicals, specialty chem, agrochem kind of companies. So, in our case, it's mostly engineer to order, and hence our challenges are, I would say, in there are 4 buckets that I look at. So, number one is, of course, the customer wants quality at the lowest cost, right? At the lowest possible delivery timelines. And of course, we have our own, set of targets for sustainability. So we have to also ensure that our processes are sustainable in nature. So it's a 4-pronged approach that I need to take at any point of time. And these are the key challenges that I face on a day-to-day basis, whenever I'm planning, whenever I'm trying to execute equipments.
So thanks for giving us insight. Sir, what skills do you believe, right, are essential for supply chain and manufacturing professionals today? Is it like the soft skills, the technical skills? Can you throw some light on that?
So I mean,
Yeah.
the skill. I always have believed in people management skills, and one of the skills that is very close to my heart is emotional intelligence. I mean, if you have a high amount of emotional intelligence in you, it really helps in ensuring that you can bring in new processes, new systems, and also can also improve your businesses multiple fold.
Yes.
This is from the software side standpoint. Of course, from a technological standpoint, of course, from a knowledge standpoint, I think we all are like professionals who have come through a good education background, and I think
Yes.
these are skill sets that we can always learn. So, and we should always keep improving our skill sets by enrolling to continuous improvement programs or continuous learning platforms. So those are things that are always there. But one thing that stood out for me is the people management skills, the way I had formulated or my strategy to build relationships with people across, let's say even from a CXO level to someone at the shop floor level. So this has really helped me and to come to this position in my career right now.
Okay. So, sir, as an MBA student, right, how can we develop these kind of skills? What do you think? What's the best way in our MBA journey that we can incorporate these skills in us? If you could, because your experience is based on the company, right? You have worked on the shop floor and everything. But as an MBA student, how can we work on us for in order to have these kind of skills?
So MBA colleges
Yeah,
are, I mean, I see MBA colleges as
yeah,
a the 2 year program or a 1 year program.
yeah,
I see it as a timeline
yeah,
wherein you get a
yeah,
lot of insights from learning from peers. So I would
yeah,
say try and associate with peers as much as possible. Try and understand where they've worked, what they have done, what are the challenges that they've faced, and how they've overcome those challenges. I mean, even if you can maybe touch base on 10 or maybe 20 such peers in your group, in your section, or in your class, or maybe seniors. I mean, those kind of inputs are really great. If you can have meaningful conversations with them, trying to understand what exactly they had solved and how they'd solved, I think you can get a lot of insights as to how things work in the real world. Secondly, what I would say is you can go ahead, reach out to your alums, try and do some, corporate projects. Those also can give a lot of insights into how you can, establish yourself as a thought leader, as a people leader. And of course, I mean, when you work or when you talk to your peers, when you work, you'll get projects that are more like an individual contributor kind of things. But then, if you can do some group projects with your colleagues and try
yeah,
and relate to the studies that you have done, so that always helps in cross-functional learnings and have a diverse group, have a group who had, let's say, worked in different industries or maybe in
yeah,
different
yeah,
departments. You will have someone who have worked in planning, someone who have worked in PMO, someone who have worked in, let's say, manufacturing, someone who worked in procurement. Even if you try and have a group like that, you can really learn the skill sets that are necessary. Because once you leave your MBA and join an organization, you will be not only working for a department but also working for an organization. And while working for an organization, the cross-functional collaboration and cross-functional connects really are important, because a team which has very strong cross-functional connect, which trust each other, will always go ahead. So these are things that are really important and can be tried out for young MBAs who are in the journey of starting their education in an MBA institute.
thanks for giving the insight, sir. And sir, secondly, the one more thing is what we are seeing, right? AI, IoT, and automation are like the new interns in manufacturing, super efficient, always learning, and never asking for a salary hike.
Right.
How do you see how do you see these technologies transforming the process equipment sector?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I've been a proponent of using digital products, AI being one. I've been using it for like maybe a year right now. I am following the trends on a day-to-day basis.
yeah,
Yes, the things that an AI can do right now, or let's say ChatGPT or DeepSeek or
mhm,
Perplexity or Claude, whatever models you want to you want to use, or whatever LLM you want to use. I mean, they are really transforming things the way, I mean, I could never imagine. I mean,
okay,
I'm using it in my day-to-day basis. I'm using it as my second brain, to be very honest with you.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you know,
Hmm,
and that is something that will transform. And the only
hmm,
way to ensure that we are prepared is to ensure that we take it as our companion, try and learn, try and use it on a day-to-day basis. That's the only way to ensure that you have it. Like it's like saying that today we don't try and calculate things on our own. We don't make a table on a Word document. We use an Excel
yeah,
always. The reason is that it will automatically calculate a lot of things. Now AI also will do a lot of things. Right now it is helping us with a lot of content management, with emails. There are things that I had done with
yeah,
transforming some repetitive tasks. So everything has to be reprocessed, rethought of, and has to be implemented. That is going to happen. What I can say is that repetitive tasks are going to slowly and gradually eliminated. Of course, we need to see how far and how quickly those things get implemented here in India. That's something that, of course, it depends on how industry leaders like us go and train our workforce, ensure that we give the right resources to our people. Those things are important, but things are going to get transformed, and you have to consider it as your second brain as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Try and give it as much work that you can give, so that you can, focus on
Uh,
things that are more meaningful in nature, like saying that how
Meaningful.
do you think about the next innovation that is going to come in your industry, in your process.
Yes.
So that's something that I've always helped people in my org do, that in my department, in my plant do that.
Mm.
Like I would say, for when I go and attend production meetings, and I have all my seniors and all my departmental heads joining, and even juniors joining the meeting. So I always take the first 2 3 minutes or maybe 5 minutes to show them what is happening in the AI world. I remember when Perplexity came out with their model as to how they were using a computer to fill up a vendor assessment form. I showed it to them, saying, "See, this is what is going to happen." And if you are doing some of those repetitive tasks, you need to really think and see how you can add value by being a thought leader, being innovative in nature, with more and more getting engaged with people management skills. Those things are going to make a difference for sure. I have no doubt about it.
It's great to know that digital transformation is playing a very important role, because we had some visits in our smaller industries herein. So what they were telling is that they are not ready for it yet. They were not ready to adopt all these technologies. They were still dependent on the manual labor work. So I felt that somewhere there was need. I think that's great to know that these kind of technologies are being used. So we didn't had a great experience with IoT and machine learning and smaller scale of industries. So, but thanks for telling us and guiding about these things.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
definitely, Ruchi, to be very honest
Yeah.
with you, I mean, with GMM,
Mm.
we
Yeah.
always look way beyond what is happening today.
Yes.
And
Mm.
that's where we also have strategies in place wherein we want to go ahead and use AI in the processes that we use right now, in engineering, in planning, in some bit of supplier management. So there are steps that are laid out already to see to it that how we use these new technologies. So
Yes.
these are always there, and I'm sure many companies will go ahead and embrace these technologies, because once they know about this, they will understand that how powerful these are, and you can actually have a second brain working for you. You can tone down your timelines with understanding what is going on in different topics and all. Like in GMM, we have been given co-pilot licenses, so that we don't spend time reading email chains and all. Like I can now go to any email chain. I can tell the bot saying that, okay, can you summarize it for me? And it gives me
Yeah.
inputs. And I can exactly know what is happening, who is saying what, and then who I need to call. So, like, let's say what if I would have spent 5 minutes in doing such a thing, it now takes 1 minute or 2 minutes. So
Yeah.
these are things that are going to happen, and it's
It's
going
saving a
to
lot of time.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's saving.
definitely,
Yeah. Mm.
definitely.
Yeah. Sir, even if you consider like IIMs also, so there are certain courses in IIM Mumbai, right? They have the VLFM course. So in IIM Kolkata also we have a course related to manufacturing. Now IIM Sirmaur also is creating this kind of course. So for aspiring professionals like those who are looking to build a career in manufacturing, supply chain, or operations, what advice would you give?
So, I mean, if you like really aspire to be in this field, I mean, I would
Yes.
say start from the very basic. Be very close to action as much as possible.
Mm.
I've said this, I think, multiple times in this podcast as to how
Mm.
I built my career in this organization, by being there where the action is. I
Yes.
never shied away from taking a transformation project. I never shied away from taking a turnaround project. I never shied away from taking a big cross-functional project, right? So those are things that are always important, and things like making an impact on the ground. Like I said, my first office was right in the middle of the shop floor, so I never shied away from being there, trying to see what was happening on the ground. One more case study I'll give you. Like one of my first KRAs that I had was managing the 5S program. Now, coming from IIM Mumbai, going to a plant, during a transformation, and then managing 5S, you would say that, okay, it's something that is, not very flashy in nature. But when you when I had done that, I really got into the psychology of people who were working on the shop floor, the shop floor associates, our supervisors. I could understand a lot of things that I could have never understood if I would have never spent those times. And that helped me, or is still helping me take a lot of decisions today, which are forward looking based on my inputs there. So these are things that are very important. So people who are aspiring to work in the direction, I would say, put your head down, go and spend the time. It's really great to spend time where the action is, and that's where the products are made, right? I mean, if
Yes,
you
yes.
if you have a bigger goal, let's say if you ask me why I got into this whole direction
Yes,
of getting into manufacturing and how this, so I always have had this thought process in my mind wherein I have broken down any industry into, or anything that we do, into three types. It's someone who sells, someone who makes, someone who makes it available. These are the three basic fundas. And there are functions that are helping these three, achieve what they want to achieve, right? So now, if you have already have experience in
yes.
how you make, so then
Mhm.
it always helps in how you sell, how you make it available, and then you can eventually take your game one level up and maybe go and aspire to become a CEO or maybe start up something.
Yes.
So it always helps. So that way, I think that would be my advice, and say that, be where the action is, explore as much as possible, look into those challenges, try and solve challenges, be a part of the execution. That's like very important.
Yeah. Got great, great knowing, sir. We understood like you need to have the soft skills along with the technical skills in order to survive in manufacturing. Actually, it's a great point. So, sir, one last management mantra or leadership lesson that you think every MBA student should carry with them as they step into the corporate world. One last thing you can tell, or based on your MBA journey in IIM Mumbai, if you could remember anything or some story or anything, it would be very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to stories and all, I mean,
Yeah,
yes, I've grown substantially, and now,
yeah.
I mean, if one mantra that I would like to, tell my
Mm,
audience is that,
mm.
look at the positive aspect in everything that you try and do. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Be it manufacturing, be it sales, be it distribution, be it supply chain, be it anything, be it finance. There will be good days, there will be bad days.
Yes.
Always try and look into the positive aspect of anything that you are doing, and you will be good. That's
Sure.
like the main mantra that I have. Secondly, I think in terms of what is happening right now in the world with AI coming and disrupting, I think it's important that we have continuous improvement programs or continuous learning programs for ourselves. Try and figure out what we really want to do in life, what areas we really want to, or which department or which area or which expertise we want to build, and try and see to it that how we can, learn and do it on a regular basis. This is something that is very important. Other thing that I see is very, very important is networking, I would say. There's something that everyone should do it. The sooner you start, the better. That way you will build a lot of knowledge base. You will build a lot of, relationship with people, with industry experts, that will help you come out of like the first thing that I said, that there will be good days and there will be bad days. So you will always have someone to call, ask, seek advice, and see how you can, navigate those challenges. I think these things are very, very important.
Thank you. That was an incredibly insightful discussion, Mr. Souvik. Thank you for sharing so much your experiences and deep industry knowledge with us. It was truly valuable to learn about the evolving landscape of manufacturing, the role of technology, and the leadership lessons from your journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ruchir. Thank you for the
Yeah.
opportunity. I
Yes.
wish you
Thank
all the
you.
success.
It was our pleasure hosting you. And to our audience, we hope you found this conversation insightful. If you enjoyed this session, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Industry Connect by IIM SIRMAUR for more such discussions with industry leaders. Stay tuned for our next episode. Thank you so much.